Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build, and today we are going to be building kind of like a horse ranch fairy house here in Innisgreen. I thought it would be fun to combine the two packs together because you can sort of kind of make a unicorn using horse ranch. So I wanted to do that and definitely wanted to make a nice pink sparkly unicorn just for the heck of it. So she's here and she has a fairy horse parent, I guess, if you want to call her that. And I decided to make a very cute little pink barn. I used the new columns from the Enchanted by Nature pack, and then I also used the roof trim from Enchanted by Nature, and I tried to incorporate as much of it as I could, like with the railing on the upper loft space up here and the trim on the home and also on the raised platform that I end up making like an apothecary station, which you will see later on. I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll also see I used the windows from Enchanted by Nature. I just thought they were really pretty, and they actually do pair pretty well because they have a matching wood swatch with this very pale wood swatch from Horse Ranch, and the new very pink and orange bright roof tile I really enjoyed, so had to throw that in there as well. But down here in the barn space, I used the white kind of bar windows that came with Horse Ranch, and then I pulled out the pink water trough and the feeder. I also pulled out a bunch of different cleaning supplies, and I also decided it would be fun to have like a little nectar corner in the off to the side. So I have a nectar maker, and there's like some nectar clutter and also these shelves to put the bottles of nectar in. I thought that could be a good way to make money other than just doing the competitions if you're going to be using Horse Ranch or just making apothecary cures. So I think that the fairy who lives here enjoys the natural side of things. She enjoys the apothecary skill and helping other Sims. She's like a very good fairy, if you will. And I think she also enjoys horses and animals and nature, and she wants to do what she can to keep her horse happy. So she has a lovely little barn just for the horse, and then the upper level is for entertaining her friends or her guests when they come over. So up there ends up being like a living space. Over here ends up being her apothecary station. I was going to make it just a floating apothecary station with no way to get up here other than flying. But then I thought, well, if she has somebody over that she wants to cure, maybe they want to talk up here for a little bit first before she gives them the cure. Maybe she makes it in front of them or shows them how to do it. So I just thought it would be nice to have access. I do end up adding a staircase later on, but I have the apothecary table, also a desk that came with Enchanted by Nature, and then I pull out this end table, and all of these little ingredients here, the apothecary ingredients, I pull those out of debug and live edit, and then I tried to maneuver them on the table. So in gameplay, you can actually drag those to your Sim's inventory if you want. So if you start off here, then you already have some ingredients here on the end table. You can just drag to your inventory, or you can also find them by foraging or purchasing them. But I thought it would be fun to just throw them in here in case you wanted to get started and have a few ingredients to, you know, get the party rolling, basically. I had a lot of fun playing with the Sim. I played with her for a good couple of days. I was kind of putting off this voiceover because there's been some stuff happening in my life, and haven't really felt inspired enough to want to speak on camera and like, you know, just be here without crying. So I am here today, though. I'm feeling okay about what's happening. Just rolling with the punches. So I figured tonight would be a good time to do this voiceover. I hope it's not too all over the place. I feel a little out of practice, but you'll see I pulled out the staircase from Enchanted by Nature. It's very mossy and stony, and then I used the same siding from the barn, except I used it in this lighter wood tone. Also repeated these columns from the barn too, just to kind of look like they were holding up the staircase a little bit or framing it. I thought that would be nice. And then there's a hanging fungi lamp above the apothecary table. It was very fast, but we're back at the barn, and we are throwing in some flooring, just some wood flooring over here where the nectar making station is, and I also fenced it off so the horse doesn't go wandering over there and getting stuck because it is kind of cramped. I thought maybe that could be fenced off just for her, so there's no cross-contamination, you know. I also use this new grass flooring with all the flowers on it over near the horses section because I thought that was a nice little touch, very natural, and more lighting in here. This fungi lamp does hang a little low in the barn, so it didn't get in the way of gameplay at all, but if you find it gets in your way or you don't like it, obviously you can get rid of it, and you can just put a regular light there or no light at all because it's actually quite bright in there as it is. But I also wanted to make sure there was a horse jump, and there's also barrels so you you can practice with your horse. Using the terrain paint, tried to make it blend in a little bit more on the ground, which is very, very helpful and useful. So I used the terrain paint that came with Horse Ranch and also base game. And then I also wanted to kind of create a water feature over here, because I think it's nice that the fairies don't need to have like a bath or a shower. They can bathe in like a pond or something. Also with regular sims too, not just fairies, to clarify. If you have a regular sim and they want to practice the natural living skill, they can also bathe in this pond. So when she has friends over, maybe they can play in the water together, or maybe they can bathe together. Why not? Throw in some really fun water plants that all came with Enchanted by Nature and base game. I really tried hard to stick with just Horse Ranch, Enchanted by Nature, and base game. I'm pretty sure that I accomplished that. I have not checked recently because I did save this home to my library. I haven't shared it yet to the gallery. I have been waiting on that until I was done with this video, but I'm not sure if I used any other packs by accident. I was really trying hard not to, because I tend to go overboard. The next build that I have that will be going up does use quite a few packs, because I did in fact go overboard, as I always do. But in this one I was trying to be really cautious of that and like cognizant of what I was using, so hopefully you don't mind. But we have a bunch of landscaping going in, just pulling out some like tall grasses and flowers and ferns and like, you know, different grass pieces that came with Enchanted by Nature, both in debug and regular build by. And then you will see very shortly it's going to jump to being fully done on this lot. That wasn't fully intentional, but here it is. I have some swans in the pond as well. Up here we have our living space. We have some wall decorations, some house plants hanging around. We have one that's just a broken pot. I put that in there on purpose. We also have some vines on the windows. It's really cool. And on this fireplace, we have a TV so that our guests can watch TV. And also this fun, like glowing flower thing. I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty. So I put that in here as well. Made my own gallery wall using the art from the pack. And there's also a chess table for socializing and hanging out. I thought that was nice. And then down here, this is obviously the nectar making station in the barn. And then on the other side, we have the horses section with a bed and the water trough and the feeder, not filled yet. You also see I added some pathways both to the front and also to the back. And we have this debug and live edit stone wall all the way around it. Lots of plants and flowers in like the corners of the lot. And then up here we have our apothecary station, and we have all of our things up here like I mentioned before, although one did move slightly somehow. So I will move that back now. Not sure how that happened, but it did. You know, we all know how this game works. I also wanted to add a chair over here on the desk, and there's two little decorative plants on top of the desk. I think that if you have a laptop in your Sims inventory, that's a good spot to just set it up. But obviously it's going to rain, so you don't want to ruin the laptop. But I left that desk empty so you can use it for whatever you want. Then over to this side, I have some empty planters, and I do end up putting some plants in it. So when you download this from the gallery, it will already have some magical plants in it. But I think you also do need regular plants too, like herbs and vegetables and such, fruits and such. So keep that in mind if you want to add more planters, or if you just want to add more regular plants in general all over the place. But I did put a few of them in here for you to get started, so you'll see a little bit of footage of my sim planting these things, and then her horse comes over to visit and we're watering. I just wanted to give you a little bit of footage of the sparkly pink unicorn. Her name is Starlight. She's very pretty, and my Sim's wings aren't visible right now, but she does just kind of float around in between the boxes and does her little plant parent thing. I think it's just really fun. So I had a really good time playtesting and experimenting while I was putting the finishing touches. This is just a little bit of live mode footage. We have our Sim bathing in her adorable little pond. She's chilling with the swans and the dragonflies. I just thought this is just so cool and so magical. I could not get enough of this, so there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of apothecary footage too, because she was up here all the time mixing and messing around with apothecary cures and all that fun stuff. And then of course some horse riding. My only gripe is that the wings don't show up when they are on their horses. That makes me so upset, but I still think she looks really pretty in her hot weather outfit. So I tried to give you a little sneak peek of that. Also, just for fun, apparently the fairies can play inside the TVs, and they just kind of sparkle and shake around, and there's a rainbow underneath it. I don't know. It's just funny. So there's a little bit more of that for you. And that is pretty much it for this build. So I'm sorry that it was on the shorter end. I didn't really do too much building because it's like a big empty lot, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for being patient with me and sticking around while I'm trying to figure out life, because it is a lifing all over me. But I'm really glad that you're here, and please be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you saw. Stay tuned for the next one. It'll be really, really fun, and definitely looking forward to showing you that one. It's one of my favorites for sure, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye guys.